video.
Wear a mask, social distance, call your mom.
I like that.
Uh, and it's almost New Year's.
It is.
It's almost it's almost 2021.
Yeah.
What's
Almost.
up?
Y'all, man. Here we are back again, y'all. It's Community Coalition Show. K Wilson, David 2K.
Gang, gang. What's good?
I did not write down the episode. I don't know which episode this is.
I want to say 83.
It might be. Yeah, you were right. 83.
Hey, let's get it.
83.
Boom.
Yep. So we here, and also this is we're recording Monday night. This is this week after Christmas, before New Year's.
Yep.
To me, this is like one of the most unproductive weeks of the year, yo.
I feel that though.
I actually have a lot to do, but we'll see how much actually gets done for real.
Right.
Like it is what it is. So like we're doing this show tonight, man.
Yep. And we got a couple shows this week. So
shows this week. We gonna hammer these out, yo.
I'm excited for tomorrow's show.
I am too. Y'all get a chance, listen to that Reason and Rhyme podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's all music, and we're definitely doing our year in review.
And also listen to the Dancer's Tea that dropped tonight at
that was
around 8.
Yeah, that was 8. Yep. Dancer's Tea dropped. Shout out to Black Sport Media Network.
Yep. We're working.
We're going to 2021 strong, y'all.
Right. We're building our network.
Yep. And so some more is coming. So just excited for that. But we gotta get through this year.
We do.
This year was rough. So yeah, we're gonna do a recap show. We're doing that today.
Right.
Just because, to be completely honest, I got nothing.
It's not even that. It's just that, like, it's the end of the year. Like, it's what pretty much every show or platform does.
No.
Like the last week of whatever, like the last week of summer, the last week of the year, the first week of the year, like you look at like projections, you look at stuff you want to do, stuff you've done. I mean, everybody does it. Yeah. It's cliche, but it works.
True. And we're gonna do it tonight. But you know what I said? So I said I wanted to kind of do things a little different, because I didn't want to be so doom and gloom. We've lived this. We know. So we talk about some of these things, but I also really wanted to just, let's start getting into 2021. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
we're over it.
Yeah. I think the world is over this year.
Right.
And so it is what it is. We don't have to spend too much time, because talk about it all over again is to just keep living in it. And I don't think anybody saying this.
It's literally bringing up the past and looking at all the mistakes that have happened during this year.
It is. It's like you used to get in that argument with your girl, but like, oh, you always bringing up old stuff.
2020 is that toxic ex.
It's the most toxic ex. Yo, we're gonna be like, this year was like the worst chick ever. Yo, this is like this is the crazy chick that would do all the crazy things to terrorize life, even way after y'all broke up and you tried to get away from her. This is the chick that moved to a different city, and like she moved to that city too. Like, this is all that.
And she still has her old place.
Old place, and she was terrorizing you. This is baby mama scare. This is pregnancy scare. This is, I'm about to take you to Maury because I think this child is yours scare. This is all this wrapped up.
Whoa.
Slash your tire scare. This is like talking you in the bushes scare. This is the craziest chick you ever met in your life.
This is even. Hey, this lady slashed my tires, and I have it on video. And then she comes back and she's blackmailing the judge.
Yeah,
scared.
This is
right.
Yeah, look,
Guilty.
yeah, already determined. Like, nah, Slim, nah. This
Or
is
sorry, innocent. My bad.
no, she's guilty.
Hmm.
I know, but she tried to pay it off. But you know, some people just like you can't pay it off. It's just like you've done too much. Like,
Right.
so we're gonna push out of this year, y'all.
Right.
Couple more days. Let's just get through it. Lay
Hmm.
low, chill out. You know, it's almost like yeah, it's like that bill that you know is coming due, and you just gotta like duck it for 4 days.
Right.
Back in my early 20s, that's
Hmm.
me and my homeboy. We kind of got cars. We bought new cars at the same time.
Right.
We were young. We thought we could do it, but you know, everybody's young and dumb. Probably paid too much for the car that we should have. And so, right?
I
And
don't know about that yet, but I'm man, I'm going to be terrible at like negotiating deals. Cause I'm gonna be like, yo, I want the car for this much. I want this and I want this. They're gonna be like, hey, you want to look at this? And it's like, and I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Maybe I will look at that.
no, don't do it. That's how we were. Like, I think my situation, I remember, because I was living on my own at that point.
Hmm.
We working, had jobs, and going to school, but it was just like you just don't make enough money at that point,
Right.
And so I went into life with bad credit. Like if y'all don't know, like really because I had some family things. Why is my printer going off? The heck? You hear that?
I do. Yo.
Okay, that's 2020 right there.
Okay, first of all, is that a wireless printer?
It is, but it's not connected to anything. And
Oh,
I don't know. I think the power started short. Something's going on. I think that something's leaning on the cord. Yeah, but
that's definitely 20. That's a very 2020 thing to happen.
I was about to bounce one. I was gonna leave my own house. I didn't bounce. I don't know what's going on in here.
I feel it.
2020. Oh, let me tell you this. So, bought the car. Like I said, I knew my credit wasn't the greatest because I started off with bills in my name that weren't from me. If you know what I'm saying. Black people do this, right? So, people buy a car, didn't even really know, and they were like, "Yeah, you're young. You haven't had a job that long." So I got. I had no choice, but I needed a car.
Right.
I'm thinking, yeah, God, I can do it. I can make rent, car note, insurance at like 23 years old with a okay job. Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. I had to learn real quick. So anyway, you rob Peter to pay Paul. Sometimes the rent get due with that car note due.
Right.
And I had the car note coming. They was looking for me like the day after, yo. You ain't pay that car note. They was coming. So my boy was in the same situation. He lived in a different spot. So he'd be like, hey, fam. Anytime somebody came up short, we had to switch cars so a car wouldn't get repossessed.
Ooh.
So we would switch cars. It was damn near like every other month, yo. Like, because he lived in a different part of town.
Oh man.
Hey, family, I need a couple more days. You trying to swap? And I remember he had like a fresh Trans Am, and I had like this two-door Dodge Stratus. So we would just swap cars back.
Yeah.
We were driving each other's cars like all the time, like trying to make it happen,
Right.
So.
Oh, also, the Community Coalition show does not condone this at all. Condone this behavior.
Nah.
We all broke.
Look,
y'all get it.
Look, I will say, it's not that you want to do this stuff, but I'm gonna be completely honest. When you're, like I said, I was 22, 23 years old, black man on my own with no support, and no one taught us about these things. So we had to learn off experience. I had to learn about credit off experience. I had to learn about money off experience. So we tried to learn quickly, but the early part of my 20s, we took our lumps. And I know there's probably a lot of brothers out there, like we ain't had no choice. Like I said, I needed a whip. I had to get a job, and I got to get to work. I had no money, no savings, because everything I went to was going out. So we had to learn the hard way, Now we learned and we got up out of that stuff, but we said, okay, the one thing is now that we went through this, don't do it again.
Yeah.
So I remember the day I paid that car off, yo. It took a minute. I bumped here, but I remember I made that last payment. I was like, you know what? I know better now. I know what this looks like. So the next car, I rode that car till I couldn't because I saved my money. The next car was like, I'm paying cash for it, you know, and I didn't pay that much, but it was still the fact of like I couldn't afford a car note at this point. So let me be smart. So you learn, you live and you learn. And sometimes experience. My thing is just like when you go through these things, you can't keep going through the same stuff over and over again. That's crazy. But you put yourself in the positions where you keep coming up, you keep learning, and that's how you grow. So we did that though. We did all that stuff, man. Like we had no choice. I remember me and my boys being in an apartment. We had an apartment together. We was piling that joint like roaches. And like when all of us pulled together, sometimes we would still come up short. Everybody had jobs and stuff, but sometimes, you know, life was happening. And my boy got in a car accident. He had to pull some money to get that together. Like, so I was like, man, I'm short this month. Like, hey man, we're gonna make it work, fam. Like, you know.
Yep.
Some days, you know, it was like that. We had fun, but that was life for us. So
it was hard.
It was hard, but you know what? I look back at those times, like, and we still made it work, and we still had fun. But also, even as 4 of us in that joint at one point, sometimes even 5 of us, like we was brothers though, you know.
Yep.
It brought us together, kind of like how I feel about this year a little bit. Like it was rough, it was hard, but for some situations, it brought us together. We grew to learn from it. That's one of the things I got from this year, honestly. It was a lot. Like I said, we're not going to go too much into the craziness, the madness.
Because there was a lot of craziness and madness and all that.
All that. You know, I really, so I wrote some stuff down. I had to like gather my thoughts on this shit, right? And I was thinking about it. I'm like, okay, if you look at the major things that kind of happened this year. Global pandemic.
Yep.
Global pandemic.
That's still going.
Ongoing pandemic. Actually, I think they said that we have more deaths this year any other year. Is it in the world?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. So like deadly culture changing, society changing pandemic, right?
Right.
Then think about this country.
Like we had to change everything.
Everything.
Literally.
Good and bad. We'll talk about that later too. But like, then think about like the protests we had to go through. We went through all the things that the racial injustice that sparked this stuff. Really. So think about spring, summer this year. That was like crazy.
Wait, spring and summer happened?
I mean, we were protesting.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. Summer. There was a summer this year?
Technically, there was a summer. Weather-wise,
my birthday is even in summer, and I don't even remember it.
Like according to the meteorologists and the weather people, we had a summer.
Wow.
Now, it was different for us, but the weather changed a little bit. I mean, we was inside. We ain't know, but technically, yeah.
Right.
And the ones who were out protesting. So, so that was 2 major things that happened this year.
Right.
Then look at the election, the political, if I could speak, political cycle. The election we just had.
Yep.
Donald Trump in general. Like, need I say more?
Yeah.
And then I mean, and on the like another side too, like we were hit, but like I just put the word death. Like death from all over.
Absolutely.
Look up to famous people, celebrities, whoever, like people we really, you know, some people who, especially in the Black community, who like people we looked up to.
Like Chadwick Boseman,
to even like Senator Lewis and you know, people like that, Kobe, all this stuff. You know, like our family members from COVID, our community people, like if people they died or they were sick, this is hard. So I wrote those things down. I said, just those things, it just in any other year, just one of those things would have been crazy.
Right.
Then I even throw in the other stuff, like we had the wildfires and stuff, all, like it was like just one of those things. But it's been a crazy year. All of those things happened in 2020. Like at once, at one point, like
literally, yeah,
ongoing madness from the start of the year. COVID really kicked in. We saw that February, March, we started to get that madness, but then like we are still here.
Yep. Somehow.
So I said, if you think about all that lumped together, like that was hard. It was. And I don't even want to I think even saying hard is like understating it, like really downplaying how ridiculous it really was,
Absolutely.
But I wanted to start there. Because I'm like,
yeah, a lot of negative stuff happened this year. Like, I think the deaths the Kobe death came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was
in
something like that.
Yeah. And then also the Chadwick Boseman's death.
Yeah.
Came out of nowhere. Like those two really hit. And it was kind of like when Kobe died, it was kind of a depressing time for us, honestly.
Yeah. I don't remember, like, I couldn't tell you before that the last time I cried publicly.
Right.
I cried publicly that day on a train in New York. I told that story, like, a bunch of other men, we cried together. Like, and it's one thing, and and even as I was thinking about this, because I thought about this a couple months ago, and it's like, because I went back and forth. Like sometimes it's like celebrities, people like that, and it's like, why do we feel so compelled? Why do we feel so moved when people pass and stuff like that? We don't know these people, but I will say this: for us, for Black people in our community, these people were legit heroes.
Absolutely.
To us. Like heroes, people that we really looked at who did great things. And I think what made it more compelling was like, these are like, they were men. They were
absolutely.
Like, we viewed them in a certain light, but we also got to see, especially with Kobe, like I think I was such a Kobe fan because we got to see him be human. And I know we've talked about it before, but like Chadwick, like he was very like kind of reach out, touch,
Yeah,
like
he was.
Like John Lewis and those people, like these were people we saw. These were people we rode with. Like,
yeah.
So
John Lewis was literally someone that marched with Dr. King.
Yeah, this man's been fighting for us. His damn near his entire life.
For his whole life.
Whole life. The phrase "all my life I've had to fight."
That's him. That's literally that's him.
Like, so when we saw this, like I was like, this is moving because it is personal. It felt personal for all of us. People that we really, really did like, and especially I think about Black men in general. It's like there aren't that many heroes. Outside of the people in your circle, your communities, but once you get like further outside of your circles, the few there are.
Right.
And then people not even just like outside of the Black community. I look at like Ruth Ginsburg.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah, like that was like, damn, like people who really fought. I remember when Alex Trebek died. I was like, damn.
Yo, look, man, I totally forgot about him. Man.
I'm a huge Jeopardy fan.
Me too. Me and my dad watch it like every night.
Yeah. I tried to get on the damn show. Like, I tried. So to hear stuff like that, it's like, damn, it's like, like I said, the memories, a piece of like your childhood growing up, like these are staples in us. One thing I learned this year is to not take those little things for granted. Like, I think sometimes it's easy to look at like sometimes people and it's like, oh, they're just celebrities, they're just entertainers, people on TV. But then you think about like how the human brain works and how we can literally be attached to memories. We can be attached to emotions, and sometimes how the memories and the emotions and life events begin to tie together is the reason why people remember where they were when they first heard a song, or where they were when this happened. And that emotional tie-in happens, and it becomes significant. You make it significant to you.
It literally becomes like a part of your life.
Yeah,
like
it is. Yeah.
I've literally watched Alistair Beck almost every night of my life.
Yeah.
And you see him. Like, you just see him every night talk. You see him on Jeopardy. You see him talk to the contestants, and it was just something that you never thought would never happen. It's something that you would always think would happen.
Yeah. I look at it almost like sometimes how we view sports teams.
Right.
Fandom. Mm-hmm. Like there's people who like they breathe their life is intertwined with a sports team. Mm-hmm. You know, to the point where like it's part of their identity almost. Like I know, like I said, I know we talked about this, but I have people like every conversation I have with that person comes back to their sports team.
Right.
Like, you know, that to me, so it's like as I started to digest this, and it's like you kind of notice, but it's like, nah, it really hit me this year. How important some of these things are. So some of these people have been. Mm-hmm. Like, that's real. That's real, man. You know, so like all this stuff hits, and it's like this was such an emotional year. So, and I look at all the trickle down, the byproducts and stuff that's come from all of this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know again where to start on this stuff.
It's hard to just like try to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Because there's been so much this year.
It's so much. Like, and even that's just like the outward stuff. I know everyone has their own personal things, you know, outside of 2020 being a crazy year, but just life in general that happens, you know, like it'll compound on all that stuff. I know for me, this was an especially tough year, you know.
Absolutely.
Family stuff, man. I'm getting older. Knees is hurting. Like my gray hairs is really taking over. Like life happens, you know. So on any given year, you're like, dang, some of this BS happens, and then it's like on top of this, yeah. So here we are, you know. So that was a doom and gloom, y'all.
It was.
All right, 23 minutes in, not too bad. So, what about some of the good things? You know, I do believe, and again, I always try to be like a positive thinker. I always try to focus on solutions and moving forward, and what can we learn from some of this stuff. So, I'm going to do doom and gloom. I do want to talk about some bright spots, some good things that have happened this year. So I did write down a couple of things, and again, I'm going to say these things, knowing that, you know, just keep in mind what we went through, right? Keep in mind that you're not trying to be, you know, harsh or overly sensitive. I'm trying to, you know, I'm pulling for straws here too, also, to be honest, you know. But the first thing I wrote that, you know, our society, we had to take a step back.
Right. And really look at like what we're doing.
Yeah.
With our lives.
I think our lives, our careers, how we communicate, how we move around, you know, like how we have fun. All these things, you know, shit, how we pod. I can't even be next to my man. I'm looking at you on the screen on Zoom right now.
Right. And like we've said before, we don't live that far from each other, but we still have to do this.
We have to do this.
Like we're still on Zoom.
Yeah. We used to be right here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that sucks. We had routines. My man at 7-Eleven, you know, like we would do all that. Like
Yeah, I miss that too.
So like, I
Me
wrote that because
too,
I'm
man.
like, even though we had to take a step back,
Mm-hmm.
some people that may seem like a bad thing, and I think some of it, was, but there may have been some good stuff that did come out of this.
Right.
Like, I don't think it's been all bad that, and this is what I'm saying, like, if you had a place to call home,
Mm-hmm.
because I know some people don't. There's a lot of people that don't. But for those,
Right.
if we were blessed enough to be in a situation where we could call a place home, I don't care if it was a house, an apartment, whatever. Like, I think this may have been a time to kind of step back and really own your space, so to say.
Absolutely.
Like, I think, and I'll say this for me, because I know for me, for someone who I spend a lot of time away from home. As a kid, I was always like that, because to be honest, I didn't like to be home. And I remember, like, even like as an adult, it was hard for me to sit still. My career, my jobs, I would travel a lot, I move around a lot, I was all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, I had started to make the transition before COVID hit, like last year. But it got to the point where it was like, now you home. And so this time really forced us as a family too, for a couple of things. One, to spend time with each other, which
Mm-hmm.
I thoroughly enjoyed. I was actually just telling my wife, like, I'm even at the point now where, like, the kids are gonna have to go back to school at some point in the future. We're gonna get out of this, right?
Right.
Everybody's gonna go, but my office is here. In fact,
Mm.
I'm sitting in my office right now.
Yes, you are.
I made that transition last year, so it's gonna suck for me when they have to leave. Like, I'm gonna feel that, because I've enjoyed this time together. I've been able to
Right.
spend time with my kids. I've loved this, outside of everything going outside. We also too, we started to make the moves even here to kind of like modify, enhance, upgrade stuff here that
Right.
just because we probably wouldn't have done, just because we were always moving around.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gave us time to, like, you know what, like, let's, like I said, own this space a little bit more. Let's be more comfortable here. If we're
Right.
going to be here, and the little things, like, I'm not even saying like it was major stuff, y'all, but just like the little things made difference, you know?
Yeah.
Um, and so to me, that's like, we wouldn't have done that. I don't think we would have done it. We would have been thinking about it.
Right.
So just being home and owning that space, I look at how businesses operate.
Mm-hmm.
This was a tough one, because for some, this was horrible. This was
Right.
horrible. Mom and pops, man, our small businesses, man, damn.
Yeah, man.
But again, some bright spots. I'm going to focus on some bright spots.
Mm-hmm.
Office, how we look at office life has changed.
Yeah.
Technology has allowed us to, you don't have to sit in the office all day if you don't have to. So a lot of places started cutting that stuff back, where people were just going to an office to do things that they could have done at home, easily done at home. So I look at how the model, and again, I've always been an advocate for, like, why are we doing some of these business practices? Like, kind of coming along with the times and the technology for a lot of businesses, where it was like, why are we doing some of this? Why do we have all these people drive into this big old office and sit here all day? And they could have done this elsewhere. Why are we paying for this office space? For a lot of companies, that's huge amounts of money. I can tell you, I remember one nonprofit I worked at. I know, because office was in DC, downtown DC, like 2 blocks from the White House. They were paying a couple $100,000 a year just for the lease. And that's just the lease for us to be there. And then the lights, all the bills and stuff, we're talking about a couple $100,000. And to be completely honest, my job I could have done from home. I could have easily done from home. I sat at the computer at my desk all day, really. I'm gonna be honest, at the 8-hour work day, most days I might have done 3 hours worth of work. Just that's just how it was. So now people are finding out, oh wait, we don't have to do that anymore. We can be more productive at home. And then think about employees too. Like, that gives me some more freedom, some flexibility to be able to do some things. Big, take the kids to school and do all this. It's stuff that we might have been able to do before. Like, so I think that's a good thing, because I hope moving forward, the businesses that can do it will continue to do it. You know, like if you don't have to be there, you don't have to be there. Do it from home. Save all this credit. So I think that's one good thing. I think, I think how we, like I said, how we've been able to maintain relationships and communicate and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Good and bad. I know it's hard because we can't be around each other, but I look at how creative people have been and still trying to be around each other virtually.
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing, like we found another way. So we, of course we want to be around each other all the time, but then I think about shoot, let's be real, like we don't have to be around each other all the time. As much as I would like to, but I look at how it's forced. Like, damn, they was just on a Zoom call. They got everybody. My wife's family was on Zoom. They're from Trinidad and Tobago. Half of Trinidad and Tobago was on the Zoom call yesterday. The other half of New York City was on the Zoom call yesterday. They was on the Zoom call yesterday. So it's like 150 Trinis on the Zoom yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't have done that before.
Right.
They wouldn't have. And I think for them, and then like I'm talking about, this was like the elders, the old heads.
Mm-hmm.
They was happy to see each other. They haven't seen each other so because we were waiting for times to physically be around each other.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing we started to learn, no, we don't necessarily have to do that all the time. We're gonna get there. It's gonna be great, but at least I can still see hear your voice.
Mm-hmm.
We can catch up. We can kick it. We can. It may not be the best, but it's something. Right. So it made me look at that yesterday, and I was like, that was dope. That was dope. Whereas if that had to happen last year, 2 years ago, I'd have kind of probably made a little slick, little funny remark about it. Like, what y'all doing? Ugh. Like, real, like, I know I'm a jerk.
No, but I feel you. I totally feel you.
Whereas, like, now I'm like, damn, they wouldn't have done this last year.
Mm-hmm.
They would have waited for some type of reunion. And then think about that. We're talking about people in different countries, different parts of the world.
Right.
Everybody got to get their money up. We got a reunion. We got an event. We got to plan this. It's got to be months in advance. It's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a lot of planning.
Reunion is a lot. Whereas one Zoom, 1 hour, and they probably saw more people from their family in that hour than they probably have in 10 years.
Man.
To me, that's a win. I hate conditions brought us here, but we won, on that end.
Yep.
I'm gonna look at schools. And I know schools suck right now. Trust me, they do. But
they always have.
Yeah. But I'm gonna take the flip on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna think about long term. Like, I think about situations where, like, again, if you don't have to be in a building, maybe you don't have to. I look at, like, especially like college kids and stuff like that. I remember I finished my degree online. I finished mine online. To me, it was the greatest thing ever. I loved it. But I even know that it was almost at the time kind of like frowned upon.
Mm-hmm.
It like the degree didn't hold the same weight or something, like people that,
Right.
But now look what that's going to do for working professionals.
Right.
Like you going to school online is no big deal now.
Absolutely not.
So
I've taken classes online, and like when I was first like introduced to like taking classes online, I was honestly I was kind of scared because I was like, first off, how do I know that I'm going to put the same effort that I want to put in as I will in the classroom? And then also, how do I know that I'm going to get the help that I need?
Yeah.
because I'm going to need some extra help.
Yeah, but I think it's now forced the model to start shifting that way. We got to start thinking about those things.
Right.
We got people all over the world. How do we get that help to those people? How do we, begin to learn how to work-life balance and all that stuff? I think that's a real thing that I don't think people didn't give enough credit to or attention to before, that they're gonna have to now.
Also, in that same vein, now hopefully we see how much teachers are worth.
That's another thing. Yeah.
And we should be paying them more for the work that they do, because I'm sure before this, a lot of parents didn't realize how hard teachers work.
Yo, school is hard. And I'm gonna tell you from both sides. For someone who's worked in the classroom, for someone who's trying to get this done right here with my kids at home, like, school is hard as hell. Teaching is hard. It is
absolutely
hard. Not only just content, curriculum, and stuff like that, but now you're trying to manage anywhere from 20 to 30 kids at a given time, trying to get everybody on the same page and learn. Man, good luck. And so I know, and a couple of things, I know teachers should be valued. Hopefully the world has learned how hard the teacher's job is. So yeah, let's make that happen. But I know one thing too, I've been hearing a lot too, like, because of this, and because we don't compensate teachers, a lot of people that don't want to be teachers now.
I get it.
So I've even heard, like, projecting out like 5 years plus, and so there may not be as many people going in and getting degree programs to become teachers.
Right.
We may start experiencing like a shortage on this end. I mean, I just think certain models in school itself, like, there may not be every situation where kids have to be in a building.
Right.
All the time. There may be some situations, like, I know, like, I was looking at the snow day the other day, and I'm like, damn, may not be no more snow days for these kids, man. Now think about it, you could tell a kid, you'll just go virtual today. It'll count as a school day. The systems are already in place for you to be able to do it.
Right.
Bye snow day. Or summer vacation.
I mean, okay, real quick, because I know, like, going through school during the time I did, I already knew that they were really trying to get rid of, like, summer.
Yeah.
Like, because it became like, if you paid attention, you noticed that, like, summer kept getting shorter, and I was just like, why does this keep happening?
Yeah. Because imagine if we can, you know what? Well, we can go in the building for X amount of days, but then we can also extend the summer program another month or so and have kids go online for a summer. Yeah. I'm telling you, be scared, kids. Be scared. Like,
please.
Like, this might be a problem. Because also, too, for families too, who depend on summer vacation and stuff like that, that's spring breaks, all these little breaks and stuff like that. Go ahead and log on for a day or two, see what happens.
Right. So my little sister became a teacher during this time. And, like, first of all, let me preface this by saying I was a terrible student. I got through it, but I was a terrible student. Some of the things that she tells us, like, I honestly laugh at, because I know that, like, oh yeah, I did that. Like, she talks about, like, how some of the kids, like, well, I mean, I didn't do this, but, like, some of the kids wouldn't show up.
Yeah.
And like I always went to class. So, like, there may have been, like, one or two instances to where I didn't go to class, but, like, I also that some of the kids weren't doing their work.
Yeah.
And in that, like, yeah, I was that kid too.
See, you a badass kid. Okay.
I mean, if you
no, but this kid,
if you talk to certain it depends on who you ask.
Yeah, but
I'll
like
say
you
that.
were there though. There's kids now who like
Yeah.
they haven't logged in since the beginning of the school year.
Right.
Like they're looking for these kids, like trying to please log on, please, and begging these kids. Kids
Right.
ain't trying to no work since. I'm talking about since the beginning of school year. Like that, come on, fam. Like at least one thing about us, we went to school every day. You know, like
Yo.
showed up. That was chilling. That was skipping, but at least they were there. These kids haven't even logged on to Zoom.
Right. Like I had a homie that would only come to school on like I think it was like after the second semester, like he would only come to school on Fridays.
Yeah.
And I was just like, yo, are you gonna be able to pass? Because like this is already like I already know that like high school is BS, but like at the same time, like we're trying to get out of here.
Yeah. Some kids don't want to leave, man. Some kids stick around.
Hey, he did it. He got through it. So
yeah, some people make
can't
it.
can't say nothing.
Yeah. So I think about those things, like I said, slowing down, getting back to basics, kind of just taking time for ourselves, checking on our mental health. I look at one thing I know that's like booming. If we wouldn't have gotten through this without technology.
Oh, absolutely.
So I look at who had stock in Zoom before this happened?
Like, who knew about Zoom before this happened?
I mean, I did a little bit because I've used it every now and then, but like, think about these services. Zoom is become a verb in our lives.
Right. Also, Skype. How did you drop the ball? I'm not going to get over that.
You know what? Microsoft. Everybody had a chance. Zoom was just waiting in the wings, like, ready, we got it. Like, and even now, as I say this and I'm on this platform, it's still not the greatest, but it's working.
Right. But also, you know who Zoom is? Zoom was the next dude.
Yeah.
After you. Zoom was watching you mess up and Zoom was literally watching you mess up and was like, yeah. Zoom like after he makes his next mistake, I'm gonna swoop in and be like, oh, are you okay?
Yeah.
Like Zoom he shouldn't treat you like exactly.
Zoom was the side dude. Zoom was the dude who almost got friend zoned it. But then he found a way to come up on it and made it happen. He made his move. He shot his shot and it worked. Like
absolutely.
Because think about this, we had Skype. We had I feel like there was another one in there. Teams kind of crept up on us. Microsoft Teams, people started to use that. It's more like a business tool, but like I mean, FaceTime was already big, but FaceTime is there, like and then other apps like WhatsApp stuff.
WhatsApp, and then there was Google Meet.
Yeah. Google Meet probably should have been the one.
Yeah.
I
use Google Meet for work.
Hangouts and Google Meet, like Google should have been the dude. Google was the dude who probably said something stupid or did something stupid and dropped the ball. And she was like, nah, this dude, he a clown.
No, it's not even that. Google Meet was the dude that was getting at the girl. He was about to get the girl.
Yeah.
And then Zoom swooped in and said, oh, nah, she mine.
Yeah. I'll tell you, because either Google was, he wasn't trying to commit, he was playing games, or, he probably saw it. She probably went through his phone, saw the messages. Okay. Like she went through his phone, like messed up. Man. And Zoom was there. Zoom was the dude she called, like, oh, I can't believe this guy.
No,
like, oh, for real?
Literally. Google is a dude that Google is literally going through our phones, looking at all our information.
Yeah, but he dropped the ball.
So Zoom is, Google Meet is pretty much the insecure dude.
Yeah.
That almost got the girl.
Almost got the girl, but he messed up. He messed it up. He did something. And so now Zoom, that's new dude. Zoom is doing it right now.
We're happy with
Zoom.
Zoom.
Can't do no wrong. Happy. He's not toxic. Zoom's not toxic.
What you mean Zoom's not toxic? What happens after an hour? What happens after an hour on here?
But see, they changed. They changed up. I think they got rid of all that, even though they still get my 15 a month. But see, Zoom was able to adapt. She was like, yo, I can't get with this, we need to make some change. Zoom was like, okay, baby, I got you. And did it. He did what we don't do.
Zoom's been holding us down for
making all the right moves.
Yeah.
He hitting it right. He making all the right moves.
We'll see what happens a year in.
But that's what I'm saying. It still might be honeymoon phase for Zoom. After a year, we'll see what happens. Zoom start getting comfortable. It's been a pandemic, so Zoom can't go nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what happened though. Let's see what happened after about a year. We'll see people start getting back outside. We'll see what happens to Zoom. Zoom might start cheating. You never know. He might get comfortable, get lazy, stop doing all the little things that keep her happy. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see. I just said, those things in general, man, what would we be like? Streaming services are
it's over for, it might be over for Netflix, honestly.
We'll see.
I mean, the way that Netflix keeps, they keep having like stuff that you really want to see, but also there are all these other streaming platforms to where like there's really good stuff, like Disney Plus. Disney Plus is fire.
Yeah, I think Zoom. I mean, not Zoom. Netflix's issue is they were the first. And the biggest issue when you're the first is that people come out after you, and they get to do it better because they learned from what you did. So the biggest issue with Netflix is that they got to stick around and stay relevant. They got to stay in the game. So
they got to stay doing the little things.
Yeah, they were on top when there was nowhere else to go.
Right.
And then slowly but surely, Disney Plus came out. What'd they say? Hey, Zoom, Zoom. Netflix. We're taking
run us our stuff.
Yeah, run that back. Peacock, NBC. Hey, Netflix. Need that back. Need The Office and all that back.
Yo, Peacock is pretty great because Peacock is free.
That's the thing for now. We'll see what happens next year. You know how that goes. Yeah, we're gonna get you in, and then $5.99. Run that in a couple months. We're gonna run that. HBO, Showtime, all these services come out. Everybody has a service. I'm paying for CCS all access for some dumb stuff right now. Like,
I have no idea how you're doing that.
Man, when I tell you how many services you end up paying for, but, I like Star Trek. Only way I can watch Star Trek, CBS. Got me. $6.99. Got me. Spotify is damn near almost $20 at this point for me because I got the family plan and everybody can listen. Netflix is almost $20 at this point. Disney Plus.
$6.
Yeah.
Well, do you got the second one that was cheaper?
I think I'm not even sure, but I know we're getting the junk with Hulu and ESPN still on it because I gotta get the ESPN on that joint because I gotta watch that stuff. So like, how many services got so far? And that doesn't.
It's a lot.
And then the kids stuff because it's like one or two of those that are just like little Sprout and stuff like that, and we getting busted with. Like after a while, we talking almost $100 damn near in streaming services on top of what cable is robbing me for. Because when I tell you I'm getting robbed by Verizon is robbing me. My cable is my most expensive utility. Why am I paying more for cable than electricity?
Right. My dad's been talking about leaving Xfinity.
I would like to, but one, I'm still going to pay for Wi-Fi at some point.
That's the thing about it. It's all bundled.
It's bundled. So it's actually I tried. It's cheaper for me to stay bundled because all they're gonna do is once they know you leave, they're gonna rob you on the back end. They're just gonna jack the price of a Wi-Fi. So either way, I'm going to pay. Then I was like, dang, I'm in the basement. My cell phone don't work like that all the time. I gotta keep that house phone down here. Wow. And then sometimes streaming services don't always stream the best.
Yeah.
So I kind of like having cable at least on 1 or 2 TVs around here, just so I know if I can sit down and watch this and I'm not gonna have any streaming problems.
Right.
There's nothing, or just like little things like.
And then on top of that, you have your cell phone bill.
Yep, which is equally as trifling. Like getting robbed on that joint, I'm like, yeah, like
who's robbing you, Kenny?
Verizon. So I'm getting robbed with FiOS and cell phone service. I'm getting robbed. Verizon is my yeah.
Verizon said, "Run me all your stuff."
Run me, and I have no choice but to be like, damn, man. Like they're my bully. They bully me.
They literally pull up with a gun and say, "Hey, run me that.
Run me that." And I ain't got no choice but to be like, okay, like every single month, twice.
Man,
twice. Yep, because they're the separate bills. Verizon Wireless and Verizon Fios are 2 separate bills.
Man,
like I have 2 different logins for these families. I got like go online and like log in and pay you that. It's 2 of them.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. And then, like I said, outside of everything else, and then people don't understand because we're home more, the bills in the house go up.
Yep.
I mean,
water bill.
We using more water, using more electricity. Damn, they eat more food because we all in this joint all day. Like
groceries, man.
Groceries. Yep. So I said it to say because at least technology saved us. So even though we paying for it, we're gonna pay for it.
Absolutely.
But without that, I remember one day the power went out in this joint.
Man. Oh yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, this joint was like anarchy. It was like chaos in this joint. I thought the kids would kill me.
They turned on you.
It was like one of the flies, and they was just gonna get me. Like little baby, like little children of the corn mob in this joint. Like they was gonna get me. Because they don't understand. Like I was like, it's a storm. I didn't do it. Like the bill is paid. Like it wasn't me this time. Like, so I wrote those things down. I don't know. What do you think? Any bright spots?
Actually, I do. I have a few. So first of all, we came up with our other podcast, Reason to Rhyme.
Yeah.
Which I'm very proud of. And because we even got to do our interview with Kaleshi, that was super dope. And like we've had we started the network.
Yeah. I wasn't gonna bring those things up because I was trying to stay humble, but
nah, talk your stuff.
Yeah, man. Look, Black Squirrel Media Network, we launched, that was early COVID too. Like that was early.
Yeah.
And to go from we started with this show. What are we at now? 6?
4 or 5? Oh, 6.
Sure. Community Coalition Show, Reason to Rhyme. We still got Through the Wrong Lens out there somewhere. We're about to end with Black on Film, which is our new podcast coming out next month. Then I'm still doing the YouTube stuff for Men of Stature, so that's 6.
Yep.
Yeah, like right there. I think if I go through them all, because and we're not done. Far from done. We just get started. So like,
right
where we started as a concept, so it was like we just gonna do this to help all Black creators. Yeah. So we've been going strong. Even the evolution of this show, the rebrands, Reading the Rhyme. Yep. Look at Reading.
Oh, we got to bring on my cousin Dots.
Dots, who
was to him.
Genius, man. Shout out to Dots, man. You my dude, man. Love you, man.
All love, bro.
All love, man. He keeps us going, keeps us on our toes too, and I love that.
Literally from just like playing video games to like literally now. Yeah. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah. Sure. I even look at Reason to Rhyme. Started, it was just us. Then we got the review crew. Now it's looking like we might add one more to that. So like we got a whole squad over there now, and talking straight music. That's been fun to me too. Just the growth and people that have come into our lives. Like I said, if we were outside, I don't know if some of this stuff would have happened like it did.
Right.
Uh,
Oh, also, I had a great internship this year.
yeah,
That was amazing. Shouts to Nate because, dude, you really put me on, and like that was probably one of the funnest things that I've ever done.
yeah. See,
Like I got to learn so much. I got to that's literally I mean, it's my second like music industry job, I'll say. So yeah, I'm I mean I'm getting in the 10,000 hours.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So you can't. I mean, so a lot of these things happen. So like, and I know we're probably leaving out a whole bunch things like that. Like there's this good thing. So I say all to say good things did happen. You know.
Absolutely.
So again, like I want to keep that going. You know, let's end on a high note. There's good stuff going
Hmm.
on, even though I know it's crazy. But at some point, we have to have balance too. We have
Right.
to have some type of hope. We have to have some type of optimism, but also knowing we're good to know that hey, good stuff is still happening, y'all. So
Right. We've become more productive.
yeah, I think in some ways we have. We lost
Yeah.
stuff, but we gained some. You know, so like
Hmm.
I think we're good. And then I wrote down like what are we looking forward to the next year?
Oh, new shows.
New show.
Uh, hopefully get back outside, do some events,
Yeah,
and hopefully we're able to have more interviews,
yeah. I mean,
bring more
especially
people on.
yeah. For this show, yeah. Um, I just look forward to getting us back together doing what we do. Getting off the screen
Absolutely.
for real. You know, I miss
Absolutely.
Monday nights. We had a little routine. We had a thing going.
And we really did. Like
Um,
I said, I miss our 7-Eleven guy.
yeah, I need to figure out his name. Yo. I need to go in there. Anyway, you get my man, baby. He was cool in the fan.
He
Um,
was.
but just little things like that. Like I said, I think there's a lot of growth that can happen here. Um,
Hmm.
just from like podcasting in general. You know, like just to be able to move around and be in different locations and talk to different people. I think
Hmm.
that's gonna be dope. Also, too, when the world opens back up again, it gives us more to talk about. You
Right.
know, so I think just in that sense, we need that. You know, um,
Oh, actually, so I'm so sorry. I just had like a whole thought. Yo, uh what if there's more fights? Just because like it's like, oh, I saw that oh, you were talking big stuff. You were talking like you were big on Zoom. What's up now?
oh, I think at some point, because think about it, people are gonna have to start being around each other again.
Hmm.
I think
We're gonna have to learn that over
they're gonna have
again.
to learn how to be around people again. I think there
Dang.
probably are gonna be some like, especially I think about like think about them like first couple of weeks when people are really allowed to go back outside to the clubs and the bars and stuff, and
Oh, they're gonna be so awkward.
gonna be people gonna be
Like
way too excited, like pressed to
imagine
be
going
out.
to buy a drink from someone for a girl. Like, hi, hi, can I,
Yeah, not even just
hi.
that, but like think about it. A lot of cats are sexually frustrated.
Oh,
Like,
that's a
sexual
whole nother.
tension, alcohol, being back outside again. Bama's is going to be on a peacock strut, stunting the whole time. It is a recipe for disaster.
Absolutely.
Think about it. So like I said, man, going back to the club their first couple times and everybody's flexing because they good. It's happy to be outside again. It's a good feeling.
Mhm.
It's a vibe. Everybody's gonna be overly excited.
Right.
That's a cocktail for a bad night.
Absolutely.
Overly excited, drunk dude trying to stunt on each other, and then you know
Right.
the girls is gonna be out like crazy too. Like I said, don't let the
Mhm.
weather be warm too.
Man.
Don't let it be like sundress season or something crazy. They gonna be
Oh,
killing each other
dang.
out this joint. Man, like think I'm lying. I have a theory. You know my theory. When the weather goes up, so does the crime rate. So don't let
Hmm.
us be back outside just as that hits. It's gonna be bad, y'all. We're gonna have to learn how to be around each other again for real.
Right.
People have not been around each other like that for a long time. Like I said,
Right.
people haven't been. getting close and snuggly. Not everybody's doing that, you know?
Right. And if you were awkward, like if you were already awkward, like being around people, kind of like I am, it's gonna be a whole new bag for you when you get
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah. One thing I would say though, it could be a clean slate. It maybe take this out of the opportunity, you know, especially for cats who haven't been outside before. This might be your chance, damn. This might be your time to shine. Yep. They don't know. They don't know you.
They don't remember.
Yeah, they don't remember. They don't remember the old you. You can go out there and be totally do David 2K. Don't know what's going on.
Nah.
So we'll see. I think that'll be fun to see, but I do have a feeling, I have a prediction that we are going to be having this conversation about how niggas is going crazy. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Also, yeah. Dang, I lost the thought. I was going to say, nope, lost it.
Okay. I'll let you think, but I saw a thing outside of the show, outside of this stuff, like a couple of things I was looking forward to, just post-Trump America.
That's gonna be, man. That's gonna be
on this nightmare or some stuff. Like we ended this nightmare. So I'm we'll see how this starts to look as the year turns and as things go on and we get a new administration in there, policy and stuff like that.
You know, sadly, I don't think it's going to be the end of, like, it's not going to be the end of, like, I mean, yes, it's the end. It's the end of, like, the administration. This, hopefully, the stupidity that, like, came out about all of it, but a lot of people were gaslit and they were turned on. So we gotta remember to protect ourselves.
Yeah, no, you're right on
protect ourselves better.
Yeah, I think what this hopefully will do is that it starts to ease some of that. Hopefully, some of these people go back and start crawling back up under their holes again, because it won't be so accepted to do.
Absolutely.
You know, like I said, when you like I said, gaslit, when you start dousing fires out, hopefully we can calm some of this stuff down a little bit. This stuff is getting crazy. I understand how crazy stuff was, man. Like, so that's why I say I'm hoping to look forward to start like I'm not saying Biden. What I'm saying is post-Trump. Because like you said, all that stuff that comes along with it. Hopefully, and again, even after the summer we had, the year we had, where all of us got together and said, hell no, we ain't putting up with this no more. Hopefully we can begin to build upon that. We can start to get some of this momentum as a people, and we can start taking it back to taking the fight back for them, you know?
Right.
In terms of fighting for us, you know, putting the press on the people that need to so we can get some of these changes made. So when I say that, that's what I mean. Like we really start pushing and really start all the protesting we did and stuff like that. Let's start applying some of these practices and putting some of this stuff into measures. And we shouldn't, or hopefully we don't have as much government resistance, as much pushback, things like that. That's what I'm hoping. We'll see.
Yeah, I got it back. This was one of the worst times for us as pretty much the world.
Yeah.
So coming out of this, I want us to not only adapt, I want us to thrive.
Yeah.
I want us to win. That's exactly what I want. Because like this, it was really bad. But also we had to learn how to live with it.
Yeah. I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, so let's see what happens. I don't say it's all gonna happen. Let's just see with changes. Let's see what happens. Okay.
Right.
A couple of the things I wrote too. Just entertainment. You know.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
You know, new movies and stuff. Like I know how getting back to the theaters changed, but like Hollywood kind of came to a halt for a minute, you know, so to see what stuff is gonna come out.
Absolutely.
Which I know we'll talk about tomorrow, but like a lot of good music happened, but a lot of it you could tell was held back because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
Concerts, moving around, seeing shows, things like that. Like,
man, I
some of the
miss
things we used to
concerts so
do.
much.
Yeah. Like, so I'm just kind of excited to see how that's going to look, what that's going to look like in the next year. If it happens at all, like, we'll see. But some of those things, man, you know, like, so we'll see what happens on that end too. And then the last thing I wrote down was youth sports and activities.
Ooh.
Because for me, trying to get these kids moving again, man. No, it's like, it's funny, you realize like the benefits for a lot of these things until they can't do them no more. I feel bad for not just mine, but like kids in general. You know, I think about all them high school athletes that lost a year.
Right.
Olympians they lost the Olympics.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for an athlete, that's huge because your window is so short. Like I said, if you were a high school senior last year, you didn't play sports. All the football players could play football. Like, damn.
Mm.
And kids who were like hopefully trying to get scholarships and trying to go to college and stuff, like, that was catastrophic.
Yeah.
So like, I really hope just for the young people in general that hopefully we can get things under control so that they don't miss out on those golden opportunities. You know, adults, we're kind of hunkered and settled in for the most part in what we're doing. The kids are not. The kids are not. So I look forward to those things. Yeah, and then hopefully I can get back to the gym. I'm trying to get back to the gym. It's the same work.
Right.
So that's it. That's all I had, y'all. You know.
Yep.
So hopefully, again, 2021 get a little bit better. So, then we already killing time. You got a couple Bobs and Karens. We might not be able to do them all. But
yeah. Real quick, I want to say shouts to Drax for the shirts. You can go to I really like, he dropped a couple designs. So if you want to get one, go to his Instagram, Drax _, the _ Godbody, and you can hit him up there to get a shirt. For let's see. Oh, okay. We got a couple. Oh, we got a few. Yeah. Let's talk about. Ooh, there was. I forgot about this one. There was an anti-masker in California that refused to wear his mask, and he tried to flip a card.
I saw that. Come on, fam. Again, not that serious.
Right.
Yeah, I love how we got a name for him now, anti-masker. I love
that. Yeah. Also, we got. Ooh, did you see the kid that hit the car?
Yes.
And then hit a few other cars, and then like, dude, like, that's money, like, and like right after the video, the woman said that like he got off scot-free because like there were no charges pressed, and it was because like the car was his grandma's or something, or she like took care of everything, and I was just like, how does that make like, it doesn't make sense.
Which means she paid like everything. He got his dose of white privilege.
Right.
She paid for everything. She covered it up for him. So again, what message are you sending to him? You're just gonna cover everything up. You're just gonna pay for everything.
Right.
So yeah, just teaching.
Yep. And then the last one. This is a serious one. There was a Karen that thought a man's son stole her phone.
Soho Karen, yeah.
Soho.
That was in New York, Soho. Yep.
Man.
Yeah, I saw that video too. Yeah. Apparently she had left it in the Uber or something. When she got out, they were recording, and she just automatically assumed because she couldn't find her phone that they stole her phone. And then she attacked him.
She did.
He went after him, yeah. And I think he defended himself. I think he kind of just like pushed her off or whatever. She was tiny. It wasn't gonna happen. But for real, look, real life, yeah.
Yeah.
That
that could have gone a lot. Let me just say that could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
On both sides.
But that's why they were
because if dude really didn't care, he probably would have snuffed her.
Yeah, but that's why I'm glad his son was there. He recorded it. You know, I saw that. It got me thinking. I was like, you know what? That's why I always have a case with a different color. My phone cases are never black. They're never a regular color. Matter of fact, as I look at this phone right here, this joint is red. My other phone, I ain't even gonna tell you, but it's kind of like, yeah, nope. Not gonna mistake my phone for anyone else's. And I know that's extreme, and I'm not saying people should do that, but you know it ain't your phone.
You see what happens.
You know it ain't your phone. Like,
yeah, I got a clear case, so
yeah. But like, it's crazy that again we have to talk about these things, but I've been accused of people. The only people always accuse you of stealing something, you know, even though it's real easy. Like I can go through my phone and show you it's not.
Right.
Another thing too.
Oh, this is your phone? Okay.
Unlock it.
Unlock it.
Unlock it. Put the fingerprint on the joint. See if it's yours.
Right.
Like.
Or also show me your pictures.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like people like that wasn't that was just that just goes back to like sheer like rage and you just wanting to blame someone and come at somebody.
She was looking for a fight.
That's what it is. Like that one was easily solvable. Like this ain't your phone. It's mine. Like
right.
So, but then like you said, just looking for a fight so bad that they're willing to do anything to get it.
Crazy. That's how people die. That's literally how people die.
Yeah. Yeah. People have died over less. Way less.
Yep. It's crazy that people are dying over phones though. Or people are trying to fight over phones.
Well, phones are expensive, you know?
I mean, yes, but also like I guess I get it.
Yeah. I think with her, I think it was just like I said, there's some type of issue there. You know, to lose your phone, you automatically assume someone else has your phone. Just like the dude said in the video, he was like, "You think you have the only iPhone out here?" Like, no. But again, that wasn't that even with all these Karens.
Ooh, it's real. We forgot about we forgot about one of the biggest ones.
Which one? What I missed?
Dude, that guy knocked out with a twisted tea. Have you seen the video?
Oh yeah, I saw the video.
Bro.
That stuff with the Arizona.
Bro. Okay. Like so dude is Bob is you know that drunk guy you see outside the 7-Eleven that's that finally gets some money and then like goes in. That was this guy.
We're gonna call him Panhandler Bob.
And like he was talking to, for some reason he was trying to talk to dude, and he was literally just trying to pay for his stuff.
Now when you say talking to dude, he wasn't just talking to dude, he was trying to start a fight with a black dude, like screaming at him, "Come at me then, bro, come at me then, bro." No, I ain't good. Like he was flexing all up in this dude's face. To my man's credit at first. That dude was calm. He was clearly being reported by another lady. He was calm. He was in line. The dude is all up in his face. All I could imagine, he was probably spitting it, like this, talking loud and reckless.
Yep.
Man was calm at first. He was calm. Yep. And after about I don't know how many seconds of that, about 30 seconds, he was taking it for a minute.
Yep.
Come at me, bro. Come at me.
And then he really got in his face. Started mouthing off. Yep. Then dude,
he grabbed the Arizona can.
No, it wasn't an Arizona can.
What was it?
It was a twisted tea.
Same kind of bottle though. It's like the same, like the same, like what is that, like a 24-ounce can or something? But like
something like that.
Twisted. I imagine you know twisted tea. I was calling it the mucho mango the whole time.
So it wasn't for me. It wasn't even that he hit dude with the can. It was the fact that after, like, right when he hit him with the can, it opened.
Exploded. It's like
And
exploded on his head. But the funny part to me was the white dude saw the black guy grab the can.
yeah.
He was like, "What, you gonna hit me with that? You gonna hit me with that?" And at first he didn't. It took about 3 seconds, and all you saw was tea everywhere, exploded.
Bro.
Then after he busted him with the can, proceeded to get over top of him and beat him some more. So he got beat down.
Yeah.
And I always say, anytime someone's getting beat and they tell you, "Stop, I'm good," like, so he's getting beat. "I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm good." He's getting beat on. And then the lady recorded, like, somebody was like, "I think he learned his lesson." They stop beating on him. He's like, like, anytime the beater has to talk to the beatee, like, like, "You good? I'm gonna stop if you good." Like, he's like, "Okay, that's got to be the most, like, demoralizing thing ever."
Oh, absolutely.
Like, when you got to get permission to stop, like, "Can you please stop beating on me, sir?" Like,
no, it's when you say it in that tone.
that's what I'm saying. Because at that point, you was done. He's bloody. His face was all bloody and stuff. Like,
right.
Yeah. Because
and if you've been if you've been near fights like that, when you're like really like when you're really just talking big trash and you get beat up,
yeah,
it's so first of all, okay, let me say, like, when I was in high school, like at the end of high school for me, like I was in a wheelchair because I had just had surgery. So there were 2 fights that happened near me and I was in the wheelchair and I was just like
well, out of there. I get up out of
there. Well, let me no, I didn't actually, but like they were. So first off, it was 2 girls, and
oh, those are the worst.
This girl was like, "Hey," like we were doing that whole project with like the woodwork and the syringes, and
what?
If you know, you know.
Woodwork and syringes. Experimenting on in California.
No, that was here.
Oh, damn.
Oh, it was the pulleys and
okay.
Yeah. So girl was like, "Hey, stop. Hey, be careful with that." She wasn't trying to get her hair wet. So it was like, "Hey, stop spraying the syringes. You got some water on me. If you do that again, I'm gonna beat you up." And she was like, "Psh," and she did it again. Girl grabs her, bah, 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 real quick. Then the other one was okay. So little black kid, he was even shorter than me. So he was little black dude was a freshman. Other dude was like a big burly kind of sophomore dude. He slaps little dude. Little dude comes back, punches him in the face. Uh, hits it. He turned. Big dude turns around. Little dude punches him in the back of the neck a few times. Big dude runs out into the hall and starts crying. Like, it was like when you see fights like that, first of all, it's like, okay, especially for me, it was like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Second off, like, there's that whole that's what you get, but also there's the whole you kind of feel bad, but also like, why did you push them to that point?
Yeah. Yeah. But sometimes, like, that's what you get.
Yeah.
You don't know who you messing with out here sometimes. You keep playing with people, you don't know people. You know, that's why you can't be in people's faces. I don't care what they look like. Okay, if you think you know them,
Right.
leave people alone. Leave people alone. You don't know, like, you see it all the time. Like, you don't know what people be going through.
Right.
You know what they got going on. People getting bullied and picked on and stuff, and all it takes is one little thing to set them over the edge.
Right.
I used to see big dudes like that bully little kids all the time. Next thing you know, he gets you back. You know, and it's gonna be embarrassing.
You never
like me.
People
like,
are never going to forget that.
No, they don't.
Like, this was in high school. Like, like it's literally been, let's see, I graduated like 2012. That's been like 8 years.
That's what happened.
And those fights are still fresh in my mind.
Yep, especially if it's someone who people wanted to get their comeuppance. Especially if there was like the bully and everybody doesn't like that bully and they was happy to see that bully get his. Yeah, that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right, I'm into this. We're going next year strong. That's the message, y'all. Be good, y'all. Be safe.
Wear a mask.
Yeah.
Social distance.
You know, and I know for a lot of people who, if they have been working this week, it's typically a week off. It's light or whatever. Find some time to reflect. Find some time to, look at the good stuff and find some time to really get yourself going for 2021. I've never been like a New Year's resolution person. But I mean, if it's a time to reflect and recharge the battery and set some goals and stuff like that, then go ahead and do it, So we'll be back next week.
Absolutely.
In the new year, we'll talk about some New Year stuff, and I don't know at this point. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we will.
We'll get there. So, if y'all be good.
Oh, before we go,
what up?
Just remember, like, it's very important to just remember the little victories, and always it's the little things. That's really what it comes down to. It's always about that.
Yeah. So remember that. I wish I had a famous quote, but I don't right now. So y'all be good till next week, y'all. But we out.
Yep. Peace.